Hello everybody out there on YouTube, it is I, James, once again, and today I have a very fun little engine. This is a Bachmann ON30 Spectrum HK Porter 042 tank engine. Now this was given to me by my buddy Sam to decal for him. Basically, there's going to be some decals added to the engine, and then I'm going to give it back to him as a sort of Christmas gift. I've already replaced the stack, and it's no longer wobbly. As you can see, it stays on very well. Just to show you the engine up close, it's got some very nice detail, especially in the cab. Even though it's very simplistic, you can actually see that round disc-looking thing on the side. That is the speaker. Also, there is a whistle cord. There is a gauge, then there's boiler backhead detail, a throttle, a directional bar, and a firebox door. There's a little opening at the bottom right there for where the coal sits. Of course, there's the coal on top. There's the front. The cylinders are at an angle instead of directly perpendicular to the engine. And yeah. It's a nice little engine. It's got the Bachmann Easy Era 2 couplers, which are very nice. Anyway, I've got the engine set down. So right now I'm going to do the extended startup sequence that I usually do for most engines. So this is how it goes. And I've got my Bachmann DCC controller here hooked up. Now, I don't have very much HO track. This is just a very small amount for testing purposes. So first, we're going to power the engine up. And in a minute, you'll hear the dynamo whine. And now the light comes on. Now, of course, the engine's going to stand still for a little bit. And now, you can hear the water is being added to the tank. As you can hear, there's the lid closing. Now this is what the coupler sounds like when it comes uncoupled. I'll play it a few times again. Alrighty. Now that that's been done, we're going to set the engine forward, and you'll hear a thud inside the cab. I'll play it again. Once more. That's the directional bar, or the reversing lever, being moved. Now we're going to set the engine off, forward, so 2 toots go forward. Those are the shorts. Now here's the long. And if you want to get a quilling effect, you press the long whistle, then you press the short one, and then press the long one again, and you'll get this effect. And of course, since we're setting off, here's the bell. Slow down. Now let's say you want to run the engine, but you do not want to have the dynamo going. So we're just going to power it down. And now you don't have a front light, but you can also have the front light be turned on independently of the dynamo sound. And you can even have it going without the dynamo. Also, some sound effects are only triggered when the engine's been running for a certain amount of time. There is a coal shoveling effect, which is very rarely heard, and it only seems to trigger on random. It sometimes gets stuck while it's moving. But that's just because I'm running it on the lowest power setting, so it has a tendency to want to cut out on certain dead spots. Though I must say it's a lot of fun running this little engine around. I'm going to demonstrate what the engine is like when it's on DC power. This is a regular Bachmann DC controller you get in almost every starter set, and it's just simple. Turn it on, move the engine around, and switch direction. As you can see, it's fairly similar to the DCC variant, albeit this one's a far bit bigger and has more buttons. Alrighty, I have the engine hooked up to the DC controller. So this is what it's like when it runs on DC power. For starters, in order for it to be in an idling sound position, you have to put it up at least 15%. Now, to get it to move, you move it a lot more up. And all the sounds play automatically. As you can see, the engine does not like running on DC as it sort of jitters around. Once more, just to demonstrate that I'm running it off of this. And I'm going to turn it off. All in all, it's been fun running this little engine around, and I hope to see more of it in the future from my friend Sam. So yes, if you could all go down to the comments and tell him thank you for letting me show his engine off, that would be much appreciated. See you guys later, and I hope you have a wonderful day.